let's go to running back. Who you got in your top five?
So this isn't as fun as last week where I had Ramondre Stevenson number one. I'm back with Saquon Barkley at the top spot. And then I have Austin Eckler number two, Josh Jacobs at number three, Alvin Kamara number four, and Leonard Fournette at number five.
Yeah, I got so I'm doing this kind of early in the week. I'm kind of just looking at my rankings as, like as we do this
Hey,
podcast.
that's the fun in this, right?
Yeah,
like obviously these are going to change. I always say that. But
Uh,
what do you got? Who are you laughing at? Who's the guy?
Josh Jacobs, number one.
Oh, you have number one. I thought
Josh
I was
Jacobs,
like,
number one.
damn. Yeah, I can't complain with that.
Hey, he's getting about 88% of the backfield carries, and he's running a route on about 50% of the dropbacks, which is up for him. He's usually in like the 30s. And he's facing this Houston defense that is number 29 in DVOA. So, and the Raiders are a 7-point home favorite. So, Jacobs right now, he's like almost a half a point ahead of Henry and Barkley, who are tied for number two. And then, CMC 4 and Austin Eckler 5th.
Yeah, it's close. I have 0.3 points separating number one to number 6, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's not that close. But yeah, the top 6 can be, going up or down 2 slots all week. It's that close up top. So yeah, I was so excited that I had Josh Jacobs in my top 3, but you outbeat me there with having him number one. I cannot argue with that whatsoever. He is the Raiders offense right now.
Yeah, I have 95 rushing, 19 receiving, and about 0.9 touchdowns. 0.9 touchdowns, which is a very high number, but home favorite. Coming off the bye too, should be nice and rested. All right, who you hiring?
Well, you stole some of the thunder there, but I was going to say Josh Jacobs. The consensus is RB 13 right now, so we're both way higher than consensus, but he absolutely needs to be viewed as a top 5 back this week and possibly going forward based on his current usage. But like you said, he's had back-to-back massive games rushing for more than 144 yards in 2 straight games. Plus he's also being used in the passing game, back-to-back games of 5 receptions as well. So they're going to lean on him heavily here against the Texans. So yeah, he is by far a top 3 back this week. And then I'm going with the other running back in this game, Dameon Pierce. Yep. He's my RB 11. For some reason, the consensus is RB 20. But he has been dominating the Texans backfield since week 2. He's seen 87% of the rush attempts. And I guess the Texans coaching staff was talking about that, they were tipping off plays by having Rex Burkhead on the field. Opposing defenses knew that they were throwing the ball. So they've just let Pierce stay in on passing downs now. So, before the bye, he had a 52% route participation, which was a season high for him. So if that trend continues, he's going to be a rest of season RB1, especially, playing for the Texans. We want a guy involved in the passing game. So this week, a 7-point underdogs, that's going to be the ultimate test for this. But I think we could start seeing him average, 3 to 4 receptions a game as well. So I'm viewing him as a low end RB1 this week and going forward.
Yeah, I have Pierce RB11 as well. And that's, like you said, even with him being an underdog, he is getting more pass down work. And so, even with being the underdog in this matchup, he's not really getting hurt a lot in my model. And, he's, 90% of the backfield carries 2 weeks ago, 100 the week before, 83 and 100. So Burkhead's not getting anything but really the pass down work these days. So love it. I had the same 2 guys written down, Josh Jacobs, my RB1, and Pierce, my RB11. But I'll throw another name out there. A couple, actually. One is Kenneth Walker. I have him as RB8, and consensus is RB11. Nice. He had 88% of the backfield carries last week and about 40% of the routes. So excellent usage for Walker. He looks great. I mean, I don't know if you saw some of the broken tackles, but at one point I was talking to our colleague Samantha, and we were like, he's got a cool 25 yards per carry right now going on. So love me some Kenneth Walker this week. And one more is Latavius Murray. He's the consensus RB 37. He's my RB 28. There's a couple buys going on. And as I've kind of been throwing out there, this team is down on Melvin Gordon. He got benched. He was not injured in that Monday night game. Hackett confirmed it, and Murray jumped Mike Boone as well, and so Murray, had most of the carries. He got a decent amount of pass game work as well, but 80% of the carries, I think, going forward, that's probably what you're going to see. And if Russell Wilson is out, that actually might help because you're still going to have kind of a low scoring game against the Jets, but you're still going to be at home in Mile High, and you still have that great defense. So Latavius Murray is kind of the perfect back for that kind of game. So I think he should be definitely inside the top 30 this week. Like, we can't project Melvin Gordon for more than like 3 or 4 carries at this point.
Yeah, love the Walker call. I have him RB 14. But yeah, based on the matchup, it should be a smash spot for him. And I was only down on him heading into the season because I thought, he'd be splitting carries with Rashad Penny and probably not being used in the passing game much. But obviously, as the workhorse back in this offense, he is going to be, low on RB1 the rest of the season. And he has been a little bit more involved in the passing game. His routes run rate was 39%, but going forward, that's going to be fine. Going forward, we can project him, for 2 to 3 receptions at that kind of rate. But as a runner, he is smooth. He looks great out there. So yeah, I love that call. As Walker being a low end RB1 this week.
All right, who are you low
on? I am low on Nick Chubb. I hate to say it, but yeah, this is not a Nick Chubb spot. The Browns are, close to a touchdown underdog on the road against the Ravens. So they're gonna, have to lean on the pass game a little bit more this week. This sets up better for Kareem Hunt. So I'm just projecting Chubb a little bit lower this week. So he's RB12. Looks like the consensus is sticking him in at RB4, but I think based on this matchup, you have to downgrade him. Same goes for Jeff Wilson. Similar situation. They're facing the Chiefs this week. So they're gonna probably be trailing, and with all the injuries on defense, they're probably gonna have to throw at a much higher rate this week just to keep up with the Chiefs. Last week they got down early, so Wilson only finished with 7 carries for 25 yards. Didn't see a single catch. So he's not the type of back where if they're in a negative game script, he's going to produce much. So I'm low on Wilson this week. I have him as my RB21, and the consensus has him RB14.
Yeah, I agree with those. I have Chubb RB10 instead of RB5. So kind of same neighborhood. And then, Wilson I have just outside the top 20 as well. A couple more I'll throw out. Gotta go to Melvin Gordon. I don't know. He's still RB30 in consensus.
Oh, damn.
Like, that needs to drop. Like, this guy is not the starter. Like, and we should have paid more attention, I think, early in the year. Remember in preseason when Gordon had that quote, like, they want Javonte to be the guy, which it seemed like innocent enough, but we always thought they were going to be a committee. So for Melvin Gordon to kind of say, okay, like, I'm kind of trending down without saying it, we probably should have listened more. And then, we saw Mike Boone kind of eat into it. And then we thought, okay, he had one game where he's back up. But in reality, that was just because it was like 4 days after, they just they couldn't get Murray ready. So he was inactive. But Melvin Gordon's essentially, he's just unplayable right now. And J.K. Dobbins is the consensus RB31. Even if he plays, and he's questionable for this week, but even if he plays, I don't think we can trust him inside the top, 36 anymore, because number one, he's on a pitch count. They've said it, Harbaugh said it himself. And number two, he's just like, he can't stay healthy. It's already injured again. And it's another thing I think, going into the season, we talk about like these guys that are hurt, like how valuable are they really? And you've gotten one good game out of J.K. Dobbins, one good game. And, it's not there. And even though, it's a great matchup against Cleveland, I think that's, people are going to kind of be tempted even if he plays, but he's getting 40, like half the carries. Sometimes he's getting even less than half the snaps. And we just don't know if he's going to be able to get through the game. Kenyon Drake also had a big game last week. You have Justice Hill potentially coming back, Gus Edwards potentially coming back. I mean, there's just no reason for them to use this guy. So you're just kind of hoping for a touchdown, which you could get against Cleveland, but not at RB31.
Yeah, it's a shame the Ravens backfield is such a disaster right now, because like you said, this is a great matchup. But I mean, early in the week, we have no idea what's going to happen. I hope by the end of the week we have some clarity. I think maybe giving Dobbins just a couple games off to get his knee right would make sense, because Kenyon Drake, he looked really good last week. So if he needs to carry the load this week, I think he should be able to do it. But I think they have to get Dobbins right. And like you said, they might be getting Justice Hill possibly Gus Edwards back this week. So I think it would make sense for them to give Dobbins some rest. But yeah, I'm right there with you. I don't know why his ECR is that high. Has to be people just recycling rankings from last week. But yeah, I have him RB 43 to start the week. So I'm right there with you.
All right, imagine things we didn't think we were going to say. Like, I think Kenyon Drake can carry the load this week.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, but he passed the eye test. It was kind of like James Conner last year. Remember when he stepped up? We're like, gee, he looks legit right now. That's how Drake looked good. I mean, they run a lot of RPOs and stuff, so it's a complicated scheme to learn. But Drake looked really good last week. So yeah, he's definitely someone to keep an eye on if Dobbins were to get ruled out. And possibly, like Hill and Edwards aren't able to play, Drake could be like a high-end RB2 this week based on the matchup.
It's nuts, man. But I totally agree. It's just nuts.
Well, like, did you think Eno Benjamin would be a high-end RB2? He didn't play like one.
I mean,
we ranked him like
actually, yes, because that's the thing. It's not if Connor got hurt, yes, because I always thought he was he always looked good to me as in the backup role too. So actually, Kenyon Drake was dead. Like, he was left for dead. we didn't even know if he was going to play this year. So
right. I agree.
All right, so for the prop, let's go with Latavius Murray because
there we go.
He's fresh off this Monday night game, and we saw him get about all the work in the second half. Like, I kept tweeting, he started the first series of the second half, started the second one, just kept going. So let's do his rushing yardage this week against the Jets at home. We don't know if Russ is going to play or not, but I am setting the line at 52.5.
God. So I mean, I'm writing down my line, and it was 52.5. But this is a fun exercise in just trying to project such a volatile situation.
Yeah.
And I know we project out percent of rush attempts differently. You do among running backs. I do among the team.
Yeah.
And he's coming off a game where he had 65% of the team attempts. So I'm projecting him for 47 this week.
Okay.
And the Broncos having 27 rush attempts for a team.
Okay.
So yeah, I have 52, and I'm going to go with the under. Just whenever you have a volatile situation, I always feel like the median's a little bit lower. But that is a damn good line, and I've got nothing to say other than I'm below you by a half. So let's just put it that way. It's close.
Follow-up question, not doesn't count for the prop, but what are your carries for Melvin Gordon? Just curious.
Oh, Melvin Gordon? That would have been the prop right there. A healthy scratch is in his range of outcomes.
Yeah.
7.5 to 8 now.
Okay. That's you're higher than me. I have 13 for Boone. No, I mean,
whoa.
13 for Murray.
Okay, yeah.
4 for Boone, and I think 3 for Gordon. Yeah. So it's essentially he got 3 last week. that's what I'm giving him.
I think he's gonna regress.
4. Oh, I got 4 actually. Sorry, 4.
Oh, okay.
4.
Yeah, if I had to take action, I would say 5.5. Oh no, I agree. I mean, he's my RB 50 or something.
I don't know, dude. Because number one, it was for it to happen at halftime, it was just almost like we're gonna give him the nominal start, and it's now he looked pretty upset. So I don't know, it's if he can't get carries when Javante's hurt and he's not playing over Mike Boone, I think they kind of made this almost feels like a Cam Akers situation at this point. It's kind of they made it clear how they feel about Melvin Gordon. I wouldn't be surprised
it's got to be embarrassing, especially, it was a revenge game for him.
Yeah.
He was playing against the Chargers, so that's got to sting for him. But at the end of the day, let's back up. We are talking about Latavius Murray and Mike Boone here.
Hey,
so
Latavius
I'm not disagreeing with your assessment. I'm just saying it's very volatile. I agree. I think Murray, 13 carries sounds about right. But between Gordon and Boone, how they split, those remaining 10 carries, it's up in the air. So yeah, at the end of the day, Gordon's between 3 and 7 rush attempts. Let's just go with that. But I'm closer to the high end of that. You're closer to the low end, but it's close.